So today we want to talk about project operations a little bit, because it's a little bit like the misunderstood application. So I want to give you a little bit like insights about it. My name is Sebastian. I work for Promix in Germany for like, I don't know, 10 plus years now. And I'm original from consultant team to product development. I have seen everything. But right now I'm just responsible for everything that comes in with the technology pace. And yeah, happy to be here. So thank you for having me. Really appreciate it. And just a disclaimer, because it's only 50 minutes, it will be like rapid fire. And I'm also a CE guy, so I'm not really into the ERP stuff, but I will give my best. So, all right. So what we're doing today is I will give you a little overview about project operations itself. We will talk about the architecture as this is happening on the CE side. I will provide you with some use cases. You can also take them away and go to your boss or explore it by yourself. We'll do a little live demo as well. That's why it's getting challenged with this 50 minutes. And then at the end, we just do a little summary. I have some links for you in terms you want to learn afterwards or start a learning path with project operations. So everything is there. And yeah, that's it. So briefly, basically providing you a small bite of whatever project operations is. So in the complex world today, a lot of people claim to tell pressure operations that they're like a beast of complexity, because it combines as well functionality of Project Fully Web, the older Dynamics 365 PSA version, so the Project Service Automation part, which was in the past the like CE only project management tool, and as well like some integration with finance. So we do have different deployment types where we have the CE only part, which is wrongly named the light part. But like it could be like named a bit more faithful for it, but I'm going with it. So, and then as well, we do have the integrated deployment types. We do have a resource and non-stock scenarios where we as well integrate parts from the F&O via dual write. You may have heard of that. And then as well, there's like an F&O only part, which is like the project management tool there. So for the stocked and production um, scenarios. So the interesting part is that as well, like from a historical part, but as well right now, like a lot of people working on the team on Microsoft are from like the F&O part. So they kind of tried to redo project management in the C side. And meanwhile, it's getting a lot of like different usage or different capabilities from all the different tools which we have available in the whole platform, which makes it quite interesting and one of the only products which works like cross-platform on that CE side. So let's jump right in and let us answer this question if it's really like this kind of complex beast which we hear a lot from. So maybe first of all, for all of you, um, short overview, like what do I get with project operations? What do I do with it? So of course we have like the project management part, the project planning part. We do have time entries, we can do expenses and stuff like that. But I think the most or one of the most important parts next to like the cost and billing capabilities is like really the support for the sales. So closing deals a bit faster, getting like a decent planning by the project management into like a level of a quote when I send it out to a customer can be super helpful. So what we can do with project operations, we can do the planning during the quotation phase on my project already, and I can staff my resources. I can staff them based on their availability, but I can as well search people based on skill, on their role, and then perhaps um, yeah, highlight gaps which I do have in my resource utilization, or as well kind of hire new people through HR, which I need for my project staffing. So this all gets very interesting, especially when we talk about integrations to different ERP environments. So I'm from Germany, so we do have a lot of SAP actually, but as well with the F&O and the other ERP environments, like 99% in our scenarios, we do have somewhere an ERP. And this ERP comes into place on the opportunity level, maybe even like a step before that. And we just go through the whole process on the ERP side and just do the planning on the project side. And that's the real like nice thing about the whole Power Platform and Dynamics, that we can do all this customization. We can customize the whole process so it fits into the existing ERP process, because like customers don't want to change their ERP, right? They don't want to like touch that heavy thing. So we are more like from the C Power Platform side, and we can change these little things very, very quickly and fast. So this ERP integration in the beginning for the sales data, and as well in the end when we have gotten through all the execution of the project, including approval and stuff like that. We create pro forma invoices, which we then as well can transport or sync to the ERP back, where we then do the real billing actually to the customer. If we talk about the Power Platform, then like where we are talking about it, so where we are. So if we look at the default stack with Power BI, Power Apps, Power Automate, Power Pages, and Copilot Studio now, we as well do have like this whole groundwork basically with Dataverse, managed environments, PowerFX, the whole AI builder functionalities, and as well data connectors, which give us the opportunity to connect to like any kind of third-party tool or different data sources. And if we now look at like where Project Operations sits and Dynamics especially, it sits right on top. So we can definitely say this helps us a lot to leverage all of these different features throughout the Project Operations implementation, and opens up that door as well for all of the finance and ERP customers. And don't forget, we also have the finance part in the back end, and as well we do have the capabilities of Project for the web, which as well brings in much more value for the end users. You see, I'm trying to get fast through it, but I'm trying to do my best. So for the use cases, we do have very different personas across the whole business process of every customer. So we have guys looking into finance who want to be aware how the strategic folds out about the project profitability. We have sales managers looking into the account insights, the quotes, and want to do milestone or time and material based quotation. We have a whole section in the PMO to monitor multiple projects, multiple project contracts as well, to oversee the budgets. We do have project managers doing all the task stuff with the board, with the integration and maintaining their dependencies, trying to get like more budget for the project and keeping into these limits, and as well the resource manager, who's then very close to the HR, for example, to maintain the resource utilization, and as well to manage like do I have the right skills and roles inside my company to do this project? And maybe not next week, but maybe as well to do the project like next year, because we can just plan that and then we see like what kind of resources we would need for perhaps a Copilot project, or do I need to offer trainings? Do I need to hire maybe new resources to do so? And of course, the project team member. Who's the guy who's doing like all the work? Sorry, not me. Who's doing all the work, tracking their expenses, tracking their time entries, which then helps us to earn money at the end of the month, to then as well then get these invoices out. And as well for him, it's or for them, it's very interesting to get like all transparent information across this whole structure. Now the interesting part of the demo, I need to stop sharing for a moment and come back to it. I told you it will be a challenge. So let's see, this should be the right one for you. Yes. You should see my Dynamics environment, right?
Yeah,
I
we
can see
do.
people. Okay, perfect. So here we're just checking on like a default project. So we have different key information, a lot of numbers, when does it start, how many efforts and things like that. But as a project manager, I really want to look into my project plan, which then directly comes in with the interface from the project for the web. So I do have my plan. I do see like who's assigned. In this case, it's me and a bunch of generic resources because this is just a plan. We are in the quotation phase. We do have made up a plan for this project, and we send this basically back to our sales that they can proceed with the quotation. So what we have here, we have all the different tasks I need to do. I have like custom values here, like how the trend will evolve. I have a custom task budget KPI, and as well I have a custom effort and a sign-off date when we need to sign different documents here. I as well have dependencies which fold up in the timeline. So if we zoom out a little bit, I can see as well all the different dependencies across the whole project structure. And I even can highlight, I can highlight that, the critical path right here. And then basically then see the data here, right here. So where I don't have any additional buffers or I don't have any gaps between my project planning. And as well as you could already see, I can export that to PDF, Excel, and then as well print it if I need to do it. I can as well organize my whole work in a board view, so I can as well do all the stuff here. I can bring in custom buckets, organize them as well, like with drag and drop here, organize my work, highlight the tasks, for example, with labels to claim that's high priority, that it's external or customer based, and then proceed with a very detailed planning. And as mentioned, as a sales guy, sales manager, I'm just waiting for these results. So I have my quote, which is open, and I need to kind of give back my. Can we go? Yeah. I need to give back like the quotation to the customer soon. So what I want to do is I have everything prepared. I have a quote line. I have my connected project here, which we just saw, and I can just insert everything from that estimation. So from a business process, I do get like my quotation in as a sales manager based on ERP, based on my sales process, and then give it to a project manager who then can plan the whole stuff out, and then as well can um, block resources or block time independent of generic resources, which are not real resources. They're like kind of placeholder. And I can see that I need those kind of resources within the next month. For example, certain developer or certain skilled people. While this is loading, because we want to get further as well, when we look into like a project that is further down the track, so we're already in the delivering phase, we have different capabilities to keep the track of. First of all, with the help of Copilot, we can generate risks based on our project plan, based on the progress on the project, based on the topic as well, which we are in. For example, in this case, we are delivering the Dynamics 365 customer service module, and there is perhaps some challenges with that, compatibility issues, data migrations. So based on like what we are doing, we get the different risks assigned by the AI. And throughout the execution, I can as well track my budget. I just have limited the view here, so it's easier to read. So I do have a budget which I run against my project, and I do can see that I actually have already see $630 here in total actuals against that project. And I do have a forecast amount, which then as well kind of exceeds my um, my actual budget with that. So I need to work a little bit in here as well. So I can, as a project manager, control the whole budget and review the budget while everything is in basically execution and delivering phase. And at the end, then as well, get some nice reporting out of it, which is again powered by Copilot. In this case, we're deciding for the internal one, as the internal just delivers a little bit more information. And while this is loading, we check for, yes, my quote. And here I can see I get like all of the different tasks, including the roles and the prices which are set up for the role, and as well some zero values because my project manager work here is non-chargeable. So I can as well decide like what is chargeable, what is not chargeable, and so on, and as well have some licensing in here. So, and when I go back to my quote line, I can see that I do have a fee on that, I have a discount on that, and I have a total amount, which is then, yeah, just below my not to exceed limit, and as well still based on the customer budget. So everything is fine. I can go back to my quote, and I should as well then see as some refreshed values here. So I can see as well how the distribution of the cost looks like, what is the customer budget, what will be quoted, and move on here from my sales perspective and move in with a just much more better detailed quote into the race with the customer. And we're jumping a little bit back and forth, but I'm trying to stay in time. And then as well with AI, with Copilot, I can get like the status report. Trust me, I would never write that much about my project. So there's a little summary here based on AI. And the nice thing is here, that Sebastian work more. I can still make changes to it. So I can still bring in my own flavor, my own gut feeling as like your project manager. So it's much more coincident that I don't just rely on the whole AI. I can just bring everything in. I do see some financial data. Do we really care about data? Yeah, financials. Yes, we as well get like some reporting there and as well some task overview based on the completion. So I have one completed, the four are in progress, and I need definitely to talk about my team members because they're definitely lacking here. They not even have started their work yet. So I see everything here. I can download the report, I can print it, or as well can access it anytime later in the system. So these are saved based on the execution date on the project itself. So I can as well use that as like a milestone reporting or as well as a monthly update to all of the different stakeholders of the project. I'm 2 minutes over it, but I still have like 2 slides.
Go for it. Do your 2 slides.
So let me reshare that. So we saw the demo. So very short for the summary. Is it a beast of complexity? I would highly question mark that because it is just like something, a nice tool that unites like very different and multiple productivity suites, like from the office part with the task planning. We can create power apps, we can do Power BI based on all the data. Everything is right there in the Dataverse, and we can just grab the data and do the low code magic with it. We can as well connect it with all the different Copilot and Copilot Studio sources. So it's very, very high flexible and we can really get the most out of it. And I really like it as a project cost management tool. Very short summary. So no, it's definitely not such a beast. And if you want to learn more, I hope you can't click on them. I will share the links in the chat afterwards. But there are different learning paths out there in the Microsoft documentation, of course. And if you want to know more, because 15 minutes is very short to talk about project operations, uh, you can get in touch with me anytime. So please just reach out. There's as well a blog where I write about new functionality and what's going on, and it's a lot. Yeah, and that's it, I think. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure.
That was awesome. Thank you. I think you clearly have a lot more to say about project operations. So folks, definitely follow him to learn more information. We got a question in the chat, a product question. Can project operations, a couple of questions. Can it manage
Yeah.
multiple projects and perform portfolio management?
Not today. Not today.
Another one, does it
It
support?
can do it because you can kind of extend it and customize it, but out of the box, not today.
Another question, does it support resource scheduling across multiple projects for managers?
Um, Sorry, what was the question? Like,
I think it means does it manage multiple does it support resource scheduling across multiple projects for managers?
in not out of the box, but so the resource scheduling is based on the unified resource scheduling board, which you also well know from field service. So you do create an resource requirement request basically there, which then lands in the scheduling board. So you can let the schedule from a project manager view, but you can as well have a centralized scheduling agent, for example. This runs by project, but you would see an overview like, for example, Anna is scheduled on multiple projects at the same time. So we would see that. But you would not see that while you're requesting that resource. You will see it in the resource scheduling board overview. And when you're searching for like the skilled resource, the skilled employee you're searching for, this is what you will see. And I think hopefully this is okay-ish as an answer.
And
So you
then there's
can
one,
see it and it should be fine.
Andreas, you've got your hand up. Do you have a question?
Yeah, hi, Sebastian. I heard there is an event coming up in April, correct, on project operations?
Yes, we're doing an event in Germany, in Munich, about project operations specifically, yes.
Yeah, and my question is, when I look on the agenda, when it comes to ERP, as we are here in the ERP call, all scenarios are with SAP, yeah, unfortunately. So why do you think has the end-to-end story, which is super cool, not really landed with F&O customers on a wider space? Of course, there are some, but not this. Yeah, I'm still looking for the reason why.
Yeah, that's a great question. So what I personally think is that, so what I see from customers especially in Germany or the German-speaking region, but as well on a global base, that they are very shy to change the ERP system. So they already have something in place, and then they would like to extend that, but like creating that path from like or the journey from new on, this is very painful for them. That's at least like what I have seen in the past. So if someone has an SAP system today, um, they may need much more arguments to change it to like, for example, for F&A system. And I think that's the biggest thing. So what we're doing is we are just like connecting to the SAP, and we are good from our side, and we are already on the Power Platform. And at some point, maybe the customer comes to the conclusion that they need like an update on the ERP system, or there are some nice features they need for their processes which are only available in the Microsoft Cosmos, and then there is already the door open through that integration. But I think so in general, to answer your question shortly, I think that the motivation is needs much more energy to change the ERP than to change your customer relationship management system.